world stopped the moment my 6-year-old son said those words. Daddy. Mommy was hugging that man. He said it with the kind of innocent confusion that only a child could have. No malice, no intent, just truth. My hands trembled as I turned to him. What man, Ethan? The man with the black car. He said softly, pointing through the window. Hey, comes when you go to work. My chest tightened. My breath froze. I had trusted her, my wife, the woman I had built a life with. And in that instant, the seed of revenge was planted deep inside me, dark, cold and unrelenting. The next evening, I pretended to leave for work early. My son was at his grandmother's, and my house stood quiet, too quiet. I parked a few blocks away, heart pounding like a war drum, and waited. The streetlight flickered, throwing shadows across the driveway. Then, at exactly 8:13 p.m., a black BMW pulled up. He stepped out first, tall, confident in a suit that screamed arrogance. And then she appeared, my wife Claire, the woman who used to wait for my texts, who once said, "You're my forever." She ran into his arms. The sight hit me like a knife in the ribs. Her laughter, the same sound that once melted my worst days, now felt like poison. I could see her hands wrapped around him. Her head rested against his chest, the place I thought only I knew. I wanted to scream, to storm out, to tear that smug grin off his face, but instead I watched. I burned. When they went inside, I followed, quiet as death. The living room lights glowed softly behind the curtains. I could see silhouettes, her dress sliding off, their movements blurred by glass, but clear enough to break me completely. That night, something inside me died. The man who loved her was gone. The man who replaced him had only one purpose: revenge. The following weeks were a storm of silence. I played the perfect husband, never hinting I knew. Every breakfast, every fake smile, every soft "good morning" from her was fuel to the fire inside me. But I wasn't going to confront her. No, I was going to destroy her slowly, quietly, completely. I began to gather everything. Messages, calls, photos, bank transfers. She didn't know that the phone I'd given her had tracking software. I found his name, Ryan Hale, a married CEO, father of 2, the kind of man who thought the world bowed to his money. They thought they were careful. They thought wrong. When I finally had everything, I sent one message. To his wife. A folder of photos, dates, and proof. No words needed. The next day the news spread like wildfire. Ryan Hale's wife filed for divorce, citing infidelity and moral misconduct. His company's shares dropped overnight. Claire didn't know yet. But she would. The look on her face when she came home to find me holding her phone, the messages flashing on the screen, was priceless. "Mark, I can explain." "Explain what?" I said, calm as ice. "How long have you been laughing behind my back? How long have you been letting him touch you?" She fell to her knees, crying. But I just stared. I wanted to feel satisfaction, but all I felt was emptiness. The sun had died the night I saw her hug him, and I wasn't sure it would ever rise again. Revenge was supposed to heal me. It didn't. It consumed me. After I exposed her affair, I made sure she lost everything. Her job gone. After I sent those photos to her boss. Her friends gone. After whispers spread through our small town. Her reputation burned to ashes. She moved out of the house, hollow-eyed, trembling, begging me to stop. But I wasn't done. Every night, I relived the betrayal. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw her with him. That laugh, that touch. That betrayal. I couldn't sleep. Couldn't breathe without rage flooding my veins. Ethan began to notice. "Daddy, why are you angry all the time?" "I'm not angry, buddy. Just tired." But even my son's voice couldn't cool the fire. Then, one night, I saw her again. Outside a small diner. She looked thinner, weaker. The man wasn't with her anymore. She was alone, head down, barely standing. For a moment, I felt something. Pity, maybe. But I crushed it. She chose this. I followed her car as she drove off into the night. She stopped at a bridge. The same one where we used to go when things got hard. I watched from a distance as she stood there, gripping the railing. The wind howled, carrying her sobs toward me. For the first time in months, fear replaced anger. "Claire," I shouted, running toward her. She turned, startled. Tears streaked her face. "Why couldn't you just let me disappear, Mark?" Her voice broke. My revenge had turned her into a ghost. And in that moment I realized, I hadn't just destroyed her, I destroyed everything. She stepped away from the edge, but I saw the look in her eyes. She wasn't alive anymore, not really. The fire I lit had consumed us both. Months passed. The divorce finalized. Ethan stayed with me. Though his laughter had changed, it was quieter now, uncertain. I thought revenge would bring justice. Instead, it brought silence. Empty, cold silence. Then one morning, a letter came. From Claire. Her handwriting was shaky. Mark, if you're reading this, I'm gone. Not because I hate you, but because I can't live in the ruins we made. You were my home once, and I destroyed it. You got your revenge. Now I'm giving you peace. Take care of Ethan. I dropped the letter. The world spun. For the first time I cried, not for her betrayal, but for what I'd become. A man who turned his pain into a weapon so sharp, it cut through everything he loved. Her death made the news 2 days later. Apparent suicide, they said. People whispered that she deserved it, that I was justified. But deep inside, I knew the truth. I had won. But at what cost? Every night since then, I wake up to the same sound. Ethan's voice, small and trembling. Daddy, was Mommy bad? And I can never answer. Because in the end, maybe I was the monster. TC Moral OFT Stew Revenge doesn't heal betrayal. It only passes the pain from one broken heart to another.